We have corn husks.
It's been 9 weeks now of living off homegrown and wild food. Last week we went down to North Carolina to visit my parents for the holidays, and it was really nice to take a break from working, though we did mostly still eat homegrown and wild food, with a few exceptions like my mom's famous homemade fudge and some other holiday treats. When we got back, Jordan hunted another deer at our friend's new farm. We still got a good amount of meat stocked up for us, but since there's an extremely high white-tailed deer population out there that they're looking to get under control for the health of the ecosystem and so that they can grow crops out there next spring, and we have some other friends who are interested in learning more about the butchery process and getting some deer meat in their freezer, it felt like a great opportunity to share. Our friends Annie and Dre came over on a very cold morning this week to help us break down the deer after she had been hanging in our garage for several days. Since we're finally getting some real winter temperatures here in Western PA, we could let the deer age for a while, which improves both the texture and the flavor.
So you can see that's the ball joint right there, and there's tendons holding it in there. So we're just gonna end it.
Annie, I don't know. I don't think you saw. I took this gland, like it was right up against that connective tissue.
We have corn husks.
It was really wonderful having their help butchering and packaging up all the meat. Not only do many hands make light work, but it's also just a very enjoyable experience to be working with others toward a common goal and then sharing the end results. One of Jordan's and my biggest goals in developing our lifestyle of living close to the land is to not let ourselves become isolated. It's easy to get caught up in all the things that need doing on top of work and errands to run and all the other things going on in our busy lives and not make time to see friends and family as much as we'd like to. And of course, while we love hanging out, chatting, and doing nothing in particular, combining socializing with a project like this is the perfect way to get both needs met. We really think that we're meant to depend on one another for help in our day-to-day lives, and these little reciprocal moments of lending a hand back and forth make us all happier and healthier. Of course, every workday should end with some shared food, and Jordan made some delicious smoked deer heart skewers that we ate with potatoes and fresh tortillas. Little Moo didn't really help with the workday. In fact, some would say she mostly got in the way, but she still got to share in the spoils by picking some scraps off the bones.
Little wolf man.
Though we are giving a lot of the meat from this deer away, we are keeping some of it for ourselves. I'm particularly excited to have another deer hide to work with as I get sucked further and further into the fascinating world of leather tanning. Being able to turn something that is often tossed into the garbage as waste into a material that is so beautiful and durable feels almost too good to be true. Bark-tanned leather really feels like a form of alchemy to me, where the end product is no longer just an animal hide, but a combination of both skin and tree bark characteristics. Plus, it uses all materials that we can source locally or very sustainably and feel completely comfortable using and having close to our skin. In fact, as you'll see later on, I even use the same tallow, oil, and beeswax salve that I made for my hands to condition the leather. For this new hide, I need to prep it first by scraping off all the flesh and fat that's still hanging to the underside of the skin. Then it will go in a lime solution to swell it up and get the hair off before starting the tanning process.
Moo.
I I currently have a hide from a previous year going in a mixture of oak bark and mimosa extract, and it should be fully tanned and ready to use soon, just in time for this new hide to go in. Every day or so, I cut a little piece off the end and see how far the tannins have penetrated, and once they've gone all the way through the hide, I'll know it's ready to condition and make something out of. I've been working on some smaller projects using the scrap leather that I tanned last month so I can get some good practice in before I start working with the full hides. I am basically brand new to leathercraft and don't even have all of the basic tools yet, but as you may have guessed from some of our other videos, in this household we are all about winging it. Today I decided to make a little tool roll with the remaining leather because I thought that would be a pretty easy project to make without looking up a pattern, and it would really show off the kind of rustic natural edges of the leather. A while ago, I found some little scrap pieces of leather at the thrift store, and I thought these would be perfect for making little pockets to slide my tools into.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a thing.
As per usual, after I finished, I realized some things I should have done differently, but overall, I'm happy with the result, and now I have somewhere to keep my leather tools. So here's to experimentation.